lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. They made her do all the work, cleaning, cooking, and sweeping, even though her clothes were old and torn. Cinderella's heart was kind and gentle. One day, the king sent an invitation to every house. There would be a grand ball at the palace. The prince would choose someone special to be his friend. Cinderella's stepsisters were excited, but her stepmother said, "Cinderella, you cannot go. You have no dress." Cinderella watched sadly as her stepsisters went to the ball. She sat by the fireplace, tears rolling down her cheeks. "Oh, how I wish I could go too," she whispered softly. Suddenly, a warm light filled the room. Her fairy godmother appeared and smiled. "Don't cry, dear child. You shall go to the ball." With a wave of her magic wand, poof, a pumpkin turned into a carriage, and Cinderella's old dress turned into a sparkling gown with glass slippers. "Go, my child," said the fairy godmother. "But remember, at midnight, the magic will end." Cinderella promised and hurried to the palace in her golden carriage. Everyone stared in amazement as Cinderella entered the ballroom. She looked like a princess. The prince danced only with her, and they laughed and talked happily. But then ding, dong, the clock struck 12. "Oh no!" cried Cinderella. She ran out of the palace, and in her hurry, one glass slipper slipped off. She disappeared into the night before the prince could ask her name. The next day, the prince went to every house with a glass slipper. "Whoever this slipper fits," he said, "will be the one I danced with." The stepsisters tried, but their feet were too big. Then it was Cinderella's turn. Cinderella gently slipped her foot inside. The glass slipper fit perfectly. At that moment, her fairy godmother appeared once more. With a swirl of magic, Cinderella's gown sparkled again. The prince smiled with joy. "Will you come to the palace with me?" he asked. Cinderella nodded happily, and from that day on, she lived a life full of kindness, laughter, and love, and they lived happily ever after.